Welcome back, guys. This is Anime Degens episode 26. We're going to start off with our Showdown Throwdown 3. We're actually going to be doing our follow-up, so we have already watched the shows. If you haven't, this is your chance to go watch them. And then after that, we're going to go through and talk about our favorite anime pets. But first, I think we got a little bit of news before we get to that.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it was announced today, August 2nd, actually. So My Hero Academia is getting a 4th movie. So that's exciting.
4?
I've watched one of them. I didn't know they had 3 more.
Wow. Dang.
Might have to peep those. I mean, it's kind of like, I think they're all just like side stories. So like they're not like pertinent to the plot necessarily.
Right.
But yeah. I know, and one of them, Bakugo, gets all for one for a little, all for one for a little bit, which is nuts.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't watch a whole lot of movies, especially if they're not canon. So I don't know. One Piece may be the exception. So I've watched more One Piece movies than I have anything else. So I guess.
Okay.
I think it is canon, the one I'm talking about, though, because they mention it in the show at some point.
Maybe the show is filler too, like that section. Or maybe they're doing the bullshit anime canon, you know.
Filler in a weekly show, or sorry, in a seasonal show. We're wildin', boys.
That'd be crazy.
But yeah, Bakugo gets all for one in some fighting as a big baddie, and he can instantly just use like 100% power. So Deku's a little bitch. Side note. But that's why he knows about all for one. That's why he knows about all for one. He's involved in all the training and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say I'm proud of us, boys. We made it halfway to 1 year of doing this thing.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Hats off to you, Chance. Been
loving it. 26 is half of 52, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We're on episode 26. Hell yeah. Okay.
Let's go, boys.
We're out here doing this shit, bro.
Look at the consistency. Let's go.
Yeah, we're closing in on 50 episodes with all these bi-weekly releases. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we really are.
But awesome. You guys want to get right into the Showdown Throwdown 3?
Let's get it.
So if you guys listened to last week's episode, you already know what's up. We've done this 3 times now. It's one of my favorite segments we've done. If you didn't get a chance to listen last week, I highly recommend you do, because that's where myself, Bass, and Tyler will introduce the shows we're about to talk about. So it'll give you a chance to kind of get an idea of the backstory and why we thought these would be good shows to talk about. So to start off, Bass, you want to get us going with the Devil of the Rhine, this psychotic little bitch.
Hey, let's go, Tanya. So, guys, yeah, I just to remind the audience, I picked Saga of Tanya, the Evil. I hope the boys love this one, but I'm gonna just give you guys like a quick rerun down of like the plot, right? So it's an isekai where this businessman is just kind of going up against God and is like transported to another world where they're an orphan and born with magical powers, joins the military, goes on a hot streak of just being a fucking menace, and I loved it. And God's trying to make him a believer, but he's just not having it. And Tanya's just a little blonde girl that's a fucking menace. But let's get right to it. So sorry, that was a terrible plot review. But was there anything you guys liked about this, like the setting in World War I Germany or anything like that?
Yeah, I did like the alternate universe World War I setting. That's really fun. I actually ended up watching this dubbed because I was like, these are German soldiers. I don't need to hear them talking Japanese.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the story. It started off really hot. And then second episode, you got a lot of interesting backstory. And I think I watched 6 episodes of this total. And it kind of started slowing down in the middle for a little bit there. And I was like, all right, get me out of the fucking capital. I don't care that she's reading books in the library. Get me back out to the battlefield where Tanya can do her thing. And by the 6th episode, she was doing her thing, and she's back, baby. And it was awesome. I mean, the fights in this were really fun. I enjoyed how instead of just like using magic, they had to use like a gun as a catalyst to use the magic. And the fact that they were out here with like iron sight Car 98s just raining artillery fire through these magic spells they were using. It was awesome.
Yeah, pretty much like bolt action snipers, but with magic bullets. Fucking
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
Like, so my first thoughts on it was we get into the first episode, it's like action packed, like it goes hard from get go. But the thing is, it kind of confused me a little bit because we open up and it's like a I don't know, a reenactment of like D-Day or something. Like you get to like D-Day vibes, going on. You got people storming the battlefield with, the M1s and Car 98s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple minutes later, out of nowhere, like you just got people floating in the sky shooting magic down. I'm like, bro, where are we at right now? I thought we was in like the other world or something, and then and then it's usually it's to kind of start out, in the main world, and then work its way over to the other world. And I was like, well, this is the main world right now. And then they started throwing magic down, and I'm like, oh shit, this is it.
Yeah.
This is her. This is Tanya, and
Heck yeah. The devil of the
so
Rhine to you, buddy.
yeah. So I really enjoyed the first episodes. I was just a little bit shocked that we didn't really get introduced to magic. Like it was just a little shocking, you know what I mean? So it was on the setting. I don't know, but
yeah, I kind of liked the way they did it, like Tyler said, where usually in isekai you watch somebody get hit by a truck or grab onto a vending machine and careen off a cliff, and then they go to another world. But this started in the other world, and in episode 2 we kind of got Tanya's backstory as a salaryman in Japan, and he fires somebody, and then this son of a bitch is like, you know what, fuck you, I'm pushing you in front of a train. And that's how Tanya dies. But when she dies, he basically freezes in front of this train. And this is not what I expected from when you talked about him talking to God. I thought he would have been transported to like a purgatory-esque area.
No.
And would have had like a face-to-face
literally
conversation
in front of the train. Yeah.
But all of a sudden, birds are talking, all the bystanders are talking, and it's actually being X, as Tanya calls him, talking through all these people as a conduit. So it was really cool in that sense. I didn't expect that at all. Like Tyler said, though, when I was watching the first episode, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is World War I vibes. They're in the Rhineland, they're on the border of France in the Eastern Front. Like, this is fucking sweet. And then all of a sudden they start flying around, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is not what I expected at all.
And so, speaking, Dan hit on like that second episode a little bit, and I actually kind of disliked that. I felt like that they needed to throw this introduction into the first episode somehow. I feel like they could have done it better. Like, not saying that I feel like they should have like made it as like a flashback style in the first episode after we see, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of the fighting or whatever. Like it opened up really well. But then I think they should have introduced Tanya's past life at that point as like a flashback style instead of going straight into the second episode. Like when you go into the second episode, it starts off as just a random guy that we have no idea who it is in a company firing this dude. We don't know who any of these people are. We haven't been introduced to them. We only find out later that it was Tanya in her past life. But it was really confusing to go from that setting, and then the second episode starts off as this setting with random people that we don't know. And I felt like they could have done that better as a flashback in the first episode.
I mean, this is coming from our resident isekai specialist right here. Yeah. So he knows a lot more about how these should work than I do. I liked the way they did it because
I'm the same way. And I think they were trying to grab your attention, right? So I think they started off with like a normal looking battlefield first, and then suddenly introduce you to the magic. And then it's like, okay, let's keep them all balanced for the next episode and go to an office building. I think they were doing that on purpose.
I think if this was an isekai that, as Tyler described it, the title would have been oh my God, I was reincarnated as a little girl in World War I Japan. How can I work my way to the good life?
You see Baz's face right now.
Huh?
He's like, I'm just done with this shit right now.
If this was released in 2023, that would have been the title. Isekai titles have gotten off the rails long.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's just the plot is the title.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like they could have done, what they did. They start off strong or whatever, then they introduce magic, and then even at the end of the episode 1, they could have introduced her past life and showed us how they got here in a quicker way, I think. And then maybe started the second episode off with, somehow talking to God or whatever. I feel like it should have been introduced in the first episode.
Okay.
If you're gonna throw, because when I watched the second episode, like it almost made me want to stop watching because I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I guess if we didn't know it was an isekai from you introducing the show to us, I would have been like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, so
True.
and that's
fair.
also in I got that in my notes too. Like, if you hadn't warned me there was an isekai and that there was a salaryman involved and all that stuff, and kind of the basic plot point of that situation, then I wouldn't have been able to deduce that these characters was who they was, and I'd been like, bro, what am I watching right now?
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like that could have been done a whole lot better for the audience, to retain the viewership, I guess you could say. So smoother.
Yeah, I feel like if I was watching this weekly when it first released and they pulled that, I'd be really confused.
I probably wouldn't have watched it. Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have watched it after episode 2. If I watched it weekly, so I'd been like, nah.
For sure.
So, but we're not watching it weekly. We're watching it for the Showdown Throwdown. And Bass gave us kind of a heads up, so we was, after the.
And I also said this was mid, so
yeah. I
literally what I was about to say after that was I 100% think Bass hit the nail on the head. Or this is some top tier B shit.
Yeah, it's just like great B anime. Yeah, so it's not going to be perfect, but like it has some elements that I think are fun.
I mean, it's got one of the things I really enjoyed about this episode is the animation and the fighting scenes or whatever was really good, I thought, and they done it really well. It's very action packed. The dubbed is pretty good, like Dan said. I watched a majority of it dubbed because I didn't really have time to read to focus 100%.
Right.
I did watch the subbed, and I thought Tanya's subbed voice was like extremely well done as well. Like I don't know if y'all had a chance to go through at least a little bit of subbed or not, but
yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes subbed and then said, this is a lot of effort, and switched.
Yeah, I don't watch hardly anything subbed unless you guys make me.
Hey man, weekly releases, you got to do it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's when you guys make me.
A couple more things I liked was when Tanya was a baby in the New World, she looked like baby Armstrong.
She did. She had the hair, dude.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. So, and I also loved when she was training the people. It gave off like major pain vibes, and I really enjoyed that. So,
well, she's a savage, dude.
She was going nuts on them, man.
Yeah, I was like, am I watching Major Pain right now?
Oh, Tyler, if you keep watching it, just wait till like episode, I think it's 5, where she starts training her own battalion.
Oh, dude, you at least got to get to that. Like you at least got to get to that.
She's a savage.
It's like 1 tubby, 2 tubby.
They be lucky to be called tubby.
Yeah. One thing I really didn't like about this show is I did not like the way they animated Tanya.
Because she's animated.
Dude. She looks like a chibi character. And there's only one character in the entire show besides her who has remotely funny looking eyes. Like, I'm not saying funny looking, but like bubbly eyes, and that's her right hand woman.
Like anime, yeah.
Victoria, and then everybody else just looks normal. And I'm like, why the fuck does she look so weird?
So I think they do that because they're trying to like
look like a child.
To make her look like a child, and then her And like you always see as you go through the show a little bit more, you'll see that like not a lot of other people take her like right hand girl too seriously because she is like a goofy person. So they draw her goofily. Everybody else is super serious. They're all like grown grizzly vets, so they're trying to convey that to you, and that's why they look so different.
It
That
just
makes
sucks.
sense.
I mean, it does make sense, but I really liked the way the other characters were animated. Like, I thought they all looked really good. And then I had to go look at some chibi looking 12-year-old
That's part of the fun, brother.
with
That's what makes it funny.
giant eyes. And I will say the
Nine,
one,
not 12, nine.
nine,
She's
sorry,
nine.
nine. And I will say the thing with her that I guess I enjoyed is because she had such a funny looking face. They could really animate her like reactions to
Emotions.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked that, but I just was looking. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude?
What always gets me is like her lips. I don't like how her lips and nose are animated.
You talking about
it's really how they're
the
drawn.
you talking about not Tanya, the other one, right?
Tanya, no.
We're talking about
Tanya's lips
both of
and
them.
nose.
We're talking about both
I
of
don't
them.
mind. I don't mind Victoria's like animation at all. But yeah,
Well, her
Tanya's
lips
like
are
nose and
animated
lips.
weird. She's got like the upper lip or whatever going on, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah.
But
But
no,
I mean, I didn't mind it though. You know, I thought the animation was pretty decent considering this was like a not like top tier show. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I mean the animation was good overall. It's just like the character design, not the animation. The character design is more what I'm talking about here. That was just kind of off-putting. What did you guys think? I guess Tyler, what did you think about the opening song? Did you like it?
the opening, like I was indifferent towards, but the outro, you know, I really enjoyed the outro. Like I said, the opening was, you know, it was alright, but the outro, I think it showed like correct me if I'm wrong, but the outro showed like a lot of reactionary faces of Tanya while there was a pretty good bob going on. So I enjoyed watching that. So
Very good. Very good. What about you, Dan?
Out of the three of the shows we're going to talk about, it's definitely taken the bottom spot. It's
Okay.
called Jingo Jungle by Myth and Royd. And one thing that really was off-putting to me during the opening is they had like Tanya singing, but like it was just her mouth moving up and down, and it didn't look like she was actually singing the song very well. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here, guys? But I will say where the show is going based on where I got, I'm excited to keep watching it. I literally had to keep watching it because I was like, this is getting really slow and I'm getting a little worried. But Bass said she's a menace, and I haven't seen much of a menace besides the first episode. And then the menace comes out.
Yeah, no, it gets bad, like episode 6, 7, and then from there it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
I'm excited to continue it. But yeah, the Devil of the Rhine is what we need. Tanya back at the Capitol reading books.
That's what you want. Yeah,
nah, I don't need that. I don't want to watch
like
anime about
you need the
books.
Devil of the Rhine. That's what you need. That's what we're here for. We want to see her out there with all her Black Air Force energy. But did you guys have any questions about it?
Yeah, so you know, they're wearing like the Tanya and like the right hand Victoria, I think y'all said her name was. They're like wearing necklaces, gem necklaces. And I'm just wondering if they touch on it or not. Do they have to wear that shit in order to use magic? Like to channel it? Or
that's
can
how
they
channel
use it without it?
So they pretty much channel magic into their equipment, and it gets amplified and put into like mechanical energy. Yeah.
And I seen that Tanya's was like a bigger spear shape, and in the later
you gotta watch
like
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It hits on it though, I assume.
Yeah, it goes through it pretty heavily actually.
I think it's episode 4. So
And another thing is like I don't know if they hit on it as well, but why are they fighting with guns so much? Like is magic that limited in this world?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, you need a conduit to use your magical energy. Like Bass said, they convert it to mechanical energy. That I think it's a little more aggressive than that because they're turning like 22 millimeter
they
bullets.
turn bullets into bombs and like mortars and stuff. But yeah, I mean they're pretty much you have to put it through something. You can't just say like conjure something and hit somebody with it. It has to go
Yeah.
through something. Yeah.
Yeah, this world's magical system is very unique. I don't think I've ever seen another magic system like this before. So honestly,
Okay.
No, I don't think I have either. I mean, I've seen like people who amplify their sword techniques or something like that with magic, but never. I'm gonna turn this little 22 millimeter bullet into a goddamn artillery launch.
I've been flying with
Yeah.
some kind of contraption too.
Hmm.
Like
The metal
it's
boot.
just weird overall, like the whole magical system in this world. So
I
Yeah.
do
I
want
like
to.
it because it doesn't like focus on the magic. The show is really not like the magic's kind of like an afterthought. That's one thing I do like about it. I'm usually not too concerned with the magic in shows, like unless it's
Yeah,
like a shonen, like an isekai. Like I don't think usually you have it, but it's like I feel like it can be cheap sometimes. It
I
just
did.
seems a lot like very convenient sometimes.
Yeah, I did like how they had their magic boot with the box, and that's how they flew. But
Hmm.
then, like, their opponents had like magic metal horses they rode. I was like,
And
this
like
shit's so
fucking
stupid.
broomsticks. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit looks so stupid. Leave it to the knockoff Germans to have way cooler looking shit, dude. The BMWs.
Looking at you, Adidas. Um, but is that it, boys?
Yeah, I mean, I really
I think
enjoyed it.
so.
I'll finish it for sure. So
Awesome. Great. Good stuff.
I guess we get into me, right?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so my choice for Dan and Bass was Haikyuu, and basically it is like a volleyball anime that follows Hinata Shoyo, which is a small teen who aspires to be the next little giant, which is a legendary spiker, even though he's short of stature. And also it follows Kageyama, which is a like prodigy setter with uh like I don't know how to like attitude issues, high expectations. It's hard to
He's got a fucking
explain.
attitude problem.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's not
He's
hard
an
to explain.
asshole.
He's an
yeah,
egocentric dick.
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
fucking asshole. Yeah.
So it basically shows their like dynamic and their journey to become putting Kurosano High School back on the board, because this was a legendary high school back in the day and the alma mater of the Little Giants. So a lot of things happening there. I told the boys this was like a very good sports anime, and one of the best in my opinion, and like a top 10, top 15 show for me. So, but yeah. So, what y'all think about it?
So I really enjoyed this. I've only ever really watched like boxing sports shows, and before that it was Blue Lock. And the thing I liked about this so much more than Blue Lock is you actually feel like you're watching a real team sport.
Hmm.
Like the way the team interacts and how like they lift everybody up and like they're always striving to be better. And they really talk about the team dynamic a lot in it. I think I ended up watching like 12, 13 episodes of this in the last couple of days because the problem with it, which is a good problem, is that you get to the end of the episode and they leave you at a plot point where you're like, I gotta keep watching. I need to keep watching. Like I watched 6
Mm.
episodes last night just chilling, and I got to the end of episode 6, which is during a practice match with another high school. And I was like, I want to keep going, but it's like 12:30 at night. I need to go to bed, so I can't. And I literally
Yeah.
watched it during lunch today. I was like, I gotta see what's going on with this dude. This is so good.
And the bad thing is, I'm pretty sure I warned y'all about that on the last episode. I was like, you're gonna have to watch. You're gonna want to watch the next one. So it just
Hmm.
puts it out there like that. So what
Yeah.
about you,
No,
Bass?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, like every episode did pull you into the next one. I had unfortunately I had to watch this while I was boxing stuff up, but no, the characters and how they interact, it was I think pretty realistic. I played a number of like team sports growing up, and I like how at the beginning it was like the tournament and our two MCs were like playing against each other, and it obviously weren't. didn't really like each other at all. They were rivals, and I've been in that situation where it's like, okay, I met somebody playing AAU basketball, but next year I know the guy's going to the same high school as me, so we kind of have to figure out how we're gonna fucking practice together because I fucking hate his guts. So I've been through this situation with a couple of people in high school basketball, and it's like it got to the point with me and them was like I would hardly pass them the ball, like even if they were open in practice. Like games, yeah, like you kind of have to do what you got to do, but like I'll run some laps so I don't have to pass it to this fucker. He can kiss my ass. But like, yeah, it was also like the teams. You have different types of people in the team. You usually, you need one slugger. You need a brute. You need your leader. You need people that are going to be positive around you. And I thought it did a really good job of showing a real team dynamic. So that was my favorite part of it.
Yeah. And I know
Yeah.
y'all was worried. I think you especially was worried about like the pacing. I think you was asking, does it do a better job than Blue Lock at pacing as far as making it seem like a real sports event? I hopefully it did it for you. So
Yeah, I don't think pacing is what we were worried about. It was more like when you watch Blue Lock, it looked like they were running in slow motion. But
yeah,
in this,
I
with I
just
mean,
summed it up with pacing.
yeah,
Yeah.
with volleyball being the sport it is, it's not like you're watching people run all the time. And they did a really good job taking with Shoyo running these crazy routes to get open. I mean, they did a really good job showing how fast he was with how
Hmm.
fast they actually showed him getting open and just spiking the ball in 2 seconds, like
Yeah,
to show his
they would like
speed.
flash it on the screen pretty much.
Yeah, and that was great. But the problem with Blue Lock that I had was that you would watch somebody run and they would think for 45 seconds and they'd run for 10 feet. And I was
Yeah,
like,
or
what are we
it like
doing
take
here?
like 2 minutes to get through like a bicycle kick.
And I
Like
mean,
that's not
you don't
fun.
lose the thinking aspect in this
Right.
anime
They
though.
just do it
It's still
better.
there. So,
Yeah, they just
uh,
do it better. It's more concise.
yeah,
Um, and I think they also, I think the sport itself lends to this though, right? So between you have points in volleyball, where in a soccer match there's no timeouts. Like you play for 45 minutes and you stop and you play for 45 minutes. You can stop and have a huddle after every single point in volleyball. So it actually works out really well. Um, so I think it's also has to do with the sport. It's good writing, obviously, but I think a lot of the sport just lends to being able to have conversations with your teammates throughout the game. I think this would also be hard to do with basketball outside of timeouts because you're just up and down the court. You can kind of you can talk during the game. You're obviously talking to her during a basketball game, but I think volleyball, especially because there's so much strategy that goes into it between each point, it works
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I know Slam Dunk is a very popular basketball anime that I have not seen. But I'd be curious to see how they do it because,
Yeah.
or even another soccer anime. I think Blue Lock just tried to jump on the shonen bandwagon with how they wrote and did it versus being more of a sports anime, if that makes sense.
I've always heard that the other soccer anime, Ao Aoshi, I think it's called. I think I've always heard that they actually did soccer better, but
Okay.
as you know, Blue Lock uh was a popular, I guess, shonen type sports anime. I think it got a lot of hype, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, definitely.
but
One thing I loved later in the show is whenever they were going to play a new team, the teams would meet beforehand, and you could tell there was a lot of tension in the air, which I loved. Like you would see scenes with both teams lined up, and you'd see like Tanaka, who is like he reminds me of like Kuwabara in like the old school fucking Yu Hakusho days before, all the team up in the spirit world and all that. Where it's just like, I want to fucking fight. Let's get after it.
yeah.
And Tanaka
Hmm.
reminded me of that. And I was like, this is that classic stereotypical Japanese goon role. And he plays it so well.
Bro, you need one of those on a team. I feel
Yeah.
like you need a goon. Like somebody's got to be the goon. Um, you need a crash dummy.
Yeah, but they also did a really good job. While he's the goon, he realizes that by letting Shoyo play the decoy, I guess, and get open and do all this kind of stuff, it opens him up for some killer
I
spikes. And
mean, he's a good player still. Yeah.
he's like, I love this. I just get free spikes all day, baby. I look like a hero out here because I'm just standing here next to you, and they'll fade the ball to me sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah. And One thing I really like about this anime is that it shows like all the dynamics of like a sports team, especially like jealousy. It shows jealousy in this as well. Uh, which I mean, it just goes well with everything. So, uh,
Yeah.
did y'all go ahead?
Oh, I was gonna see you see that in later episodes when they
Yeah.
introduce the ace of Karasuno, who isn't on the team through the first 3 episodes, but he comes back into it. And Shoyo, who is this, short little scrappy guy watching this towering 6 foot tall stud who can smash spikes, he gets jealous of him and it affects his game. So it's really interesting to see that. I mean, that's something you see in sports all the time. Like, who isn't jealous of the left wing in soccer who can score a million goals?
Right.
Yeah.
And I also liked Shoyo's first like real scrimmage in high school. And like the other players had, I mean, they played in games, they've been in tournaments, and Shoyo had really played like a match. And like Tom Boss was really like half a match. And like he just pretty much froze up because he was part of a team that like where the other people were as good or better than him. So he felt a lot more pressure. Definitely been in that situation too. And I like how they portrayed that. Like I've been on some basketball teams. I was usually one of the better like football players growing up, but like basketball teams, like sometimes I just had to hang in there, man. Sometimes I was the second string guy or the third string guy, and it's like I gotta bust my ass when I get on this court. When coach calls my number, I gotta go full out, and I'm nervous as shit. So that was a good thing to see because, like, I mean, it's it's anime. Like usually there's a lot of glory and dignification going on. You usually don't get that side of it as well. So I'm glad they showed it and showed this side of sports because you don't want to let down your team. You never
No.
want
No,
to let down your
definitely.
team.
Definitely. And they did a really good job of the team building him up after the fact and like be like, hey man, this is a team sport. We're here for you and everything else. So I'm really enjoying this. I mean, it's what, 90 something episodes, Tyler?
Yeah, well, 80, I think 80 something. But I forgot to mention, like, I told the boys that pretty sure you can watch the movies. Like, it's got recap movies for all the basically that covers all the seasons, I think. I
Mhm.
haven't really watched it, so I don't know if it like does it justice or not, but I prefer, the episodes obviously because you get the small the little details that you're gonna miss out, the slice of life parts, stuff like that. So, um,
Yeah, and
but yeah,
they've done a good job not making this too slice of life. I mean, the focus is
yeah,
volleyball. And like there's
yeah,
Yeah.
occasional scenes at the school, but the focus is volleyball.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I'd like it as much if it had too much slice of life.
yeah. It's
It
not meant
just
to be slice of life though. Like it's just, I mean, some dynamics, you have to show outside of the court. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So
definitely. But yeah, the characters that are introduced later, through the first 10 episodes or so, they add a lot to it. I mean, this is a pretty fleshed out volleyball team by the 10 episodes, and then they go fight their rival school from like the old ages, and
yeah,
it gets pretty intense. I've been really enjoying it. I'm probably gonna run through this one pretty quick.
yeah. And
Awesome.
what's y'all's thoughts on like Shoyo and Kageyama? What are y'all's opinions on them as characters? Y'all like them? Hate
I
them?
like the show more than I like the characters, the two MCs. I'd say,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Uh,
Yeah. Shoyo kind of annoys me, and I think Kageyama's a fucking asshole. So I like the
that
show
gets
though. I really like
that,
the show.
that gets a lot better because they start playing together a lot more, and really focusing on each other's strengths and playing together. And Kageyama, while he is a dick, he's also a dick with meaning and like trying to push Shoyo to be a better player and be like, you did this wrong. This is how you should do it. And like they end up helping each other a lot, which is really cool.
That's good.
Yeah, that early dynamic between them where they are at each other's throats a lot. That is kind of like Naruto and Sasuke. It kind of gets better as time goes, and they actually learn to work together.
Hmm.
Very like it changes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
To a better, smoother thing, and and then sometimes they have hiccups where sometimes days happen, and it's just like it's old times again. And I mean that happens in real life too, though. So,
Yeah.
but
I will say the one I don't really want to call it a dislike, but the art style was kind of throwing me off a little bit there. Like the way Shoyo's eyes look, he looks like an alien.
I
And
mean, I really didn't see anything like that, but I
dude,
don't know.
homie has 4 inches between his eyes, man. Like it's just wide. But I've gotten past that, obviously, and I've watched 12 episodes. But yeah, I really enjoy it, and I love the opening song, "Imagination" by Spy Air. Like I've heard the song a million times because it's in like all the anime hits playlists on Spotify. But I don't think I skipped it once. I just listened. I didn't watch it, but I just listened to the opening. Like, this song's such a fucking banger.
So
Very good.
Haikyuu actually does really good openings. Like they have like several bangers. I'm not sure.
Love
I
a
can't
banger
think
opening.
of this
Okay.
one off the top of my head that you're talking about, but their more popular one is Fly High. So
Okay.
which I guess you haven't seen yet. So
I
but
definitely have not.
when you hear it, you've probably heard it before. So in some of the anime playlists or whatever. So you'll be like,
Definitely.
oh, that's from this. So
But
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely gonna
likewise.
keep watching it. So
Good
That's
rec.
good.
Love it.
Yeah. I love that. welcome to Haikyuu, bro. Peak sports.
okay, the second sentence fixed it. I was like, I don't know if I'm calling it peak, but it's really good.
It's both, bro.
Well, do you guys want to let me get into Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion?
Yeah.
Awesome. So just a quick overview again of the plot. It takes place alternate universe 2010. The Holy Empire of Britannia is slowly taking over the entire world. The story starts by following a high school student at, I think it's Ashford Academy, Lelouch Lamperouge, and just kind of it goes into his exploits as it says that he is the son of the Emperor of the Britannian Empire, Lelouch v. Britannia, and he leads a rebellion against his father's empire because he's a petty ass son of a bitch.
Easy enough.
So, I mean, what did you guys think of the show in the first few episodes? I don't know if you guys watched the episode wise or if you just watched one of the movies, but
I watched a few of the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, like, I really enjoyed that the fights was like mostly strategy based, not just like brute strength for like fancy gadgets. You know, that it could have done that, you know, and it would have been, I guess, justified for doing that, especially when you're talking about mechas and, you know, stuff like that. But I really enjoyed that it was strategy based, and you know, it was kind of him, you know, giving directions and stuff like that. So but one of the things that I really don't like, and it's not that like I hate it, but it's whenever politics gets introduced into anime, because then it gets confusing for me. Like I got to think about it a little bit more, because it seems like a lot of stuff going on when politics get introduced, and it does get introduced into this show, right? So it's talking about like the war and all that stuff, Japan, Area 11, all that stuff, and
Sure.
especially early on in the show, like it can make you get lost sometimes, you know. So
I
Yeah.
thought, and
It wasn't too heavy on the politics. Like,
yeah, it
y-
it really wasn't, but
yeah, like this compared to like Gundam is it's night and day.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
Um,
don't
yeah,
go
I
watch
was about to say
Gundam.
you did not have a fun time with Gundam.
Well, I mean, even in
But-
the one that I did watch, Iron Blooded Orphans, you know, the politics stuff lost me. You know, in that short amount of time that I did watch that, like
Oh,
I got
was
lost in the politics too.
that was super
that
light
was
as well.
light work. Yeah, that
Yeah, that
was
was super light.
Martian
I,
Independence done.
Yeah,
I like Gundam. I like the politics. I think it like makes it more 3D. Like it
Yeah.
adds a lot of like more
Yeah.
stakes to everything that happens. Like with them, you know, getting their name changed to 11s and whatnot. Like, yeah, like you know they fucking hate the Britannians. Like, and like every time they get called 11, or you like notice when somebody calls himself Japanese, or when a Britannian calls somebody Japanese, like it just creates a lot more like many more dynamics with just simple word use. Like you have a lot, you can be more creative with your writing that way. It can be really simple but mean a lot at the same time. So I like politics. I always enjoyed in like mechas. But this one, I thought the fight scenes were, like you said, Tyler, done really well.
Yeah.
With how strategic they were. I thought like Lelouch's. I mean, I only watched like maybe 4 or 5 episodes, but I thought Lelouch's like power was a little gimmicky. Maybe 6 or 7. Don't remember. I watched this last week. But I thought it was a little gimmicky, but it was cool how he's like slowly figuring it out at the same time. So I could see how he, starts to use it in a lot of different ways after a while. So
And
overall, really cool.
talking about Lelouch's, I really like that it's not super OP, even though it is OP, but he can only use it once per person, and which means that he has to think about when and what to use it on. In the show, unless it opens up later where he figures out a way to do it or something more than once. But
Mhm.
I really like that aspect. So I like that they kind of capped it. You know what I mean? To not like super 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 OP. It's just OP.
Yes,
So
yes.
Yeah, I think him only being able to use it once, it brings a lot more strategy to it, as you said. But it also
yeah.
takes it from being like an ass pull to more of a grounded power. I mean, it's still pretty broken, but because he can only use it once, it's not like he can just go tell everybody to, destroy the world for him over and over and
Yeah,
over again. So
exactly. Yeah. And I think it's important for like, yeah, powers like that to have like to be grounded in some way, to be limited. But the limitation, because the limitations create stakes. So
And
fucking awesome.
talking about one of the things I didn't like as well, the gunshot sounds. It threw me off, bro.
I didn't even
uh,
notice. I didn't even
so
notice. What did they sound like?
so in the first couple episodes, every time a gunshot would sound, it wouldn't be a gunshot sound. It would be like a splat, like a toy gun splat or something.
the sound
Like
of
a
brain
squeaky
matter
toy
hitting
or
the
something.
wall.
No, it wasn't even that. Like y'all go back and listen to this shit. Like when he shoots old friend or whatever, childhood friend, like you hear it for a
Suzaku?
split second, and then again when you uh they shoot they shoot the gun a couple times in one section, like 2 or 3 shots, and it's just a weird sounding shot. It's not a gunshot. It's like some kind of like "Rah," like that or something like that. Like I don't even know,
Who
man.
stepped on a duck?
I'll have
Like
I'll have to go listen to it because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
But
no, I
no,
gotta check it out.
I
definitely y'all should listen to it. Like the first time it happened when he shot who'd you say it was
you're
his
talking
childhood
about
friend
when the Britannian
shot him in the
platoon leader
stomach or whatever,
shot
side or whatever.
Suzaku, right? And then the scene where he uses the Geass and basically commands them all to kill himself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those two scenes. So the first scene, I barely noticed. I was like, "Wait, what was that sound?" And I just didn't look at it no more. And then when he ordered them to kill themselves, and they all put the guns up to their head or whatever, the gunshots was not gunshots. It was like a weird splat, like
I
duck
think that was
sound.
supposed to sound like splats though, because they got
Well, it's not.
It's
I'm
brain matter.
describing.
Yeah,
No, but
they're
see,
they're
talking
I'm
they're
about
they're splatting
before.
I'm
themselves.
describing
Yes,
it as a splat sound, but it sounded more like a duck, like a squeaky duck or something. Like y'all just have to go back and listen to it.
You might want to.
Y'all will
yeah. I'll
100%
go check it out.
understand what I'm
I'll
talking
go check it out
about
for
You
when
might
sure.
you might want to get your headphones checked because I
bro.
I I
Oof.
focused the audio a lot on
Oof.
anime and I didn't notice this, but I think in this specific
Go,
scene,
bro,
I
go
you're
back.
you're more lost in the gravity of the scene that you're not worried about the
No,
sound of a gunshot. You're worried about the fact that he just commanded 30 people to blow their fucking brains out.
well, I understood that, and then when it happened, I was like, bro, did that just make that sound? Like I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess.
I'm
But
gonna
y'all
start
should definitely
getting
go back and look at it and see what the hell I'm talking about, and y'all will know exactly what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
I'm gonna start getting
I'm gonna
really
let you know
nitpicky,
if
really nitpicky on Tyler's Tyler's
Yeah, he's
shows he
been tearing
recommends.
apart
No,
our
it's
shit
it's
today.
not even
Nah,
that. It's just that.
don't stand on that. Stand on that.
Well, the thing is like it's just weird. Like, and the funny thing is like for another gunshot, there was another gunshot later on that actually sounded like a gunshot. When I think when he shot the prince, maybe or something like that. Like it's
So
not
then you
the
don't think they made the squishy sounds of their necks not on purpose?
well, it's not the like y'all thinking that it's like the splatter sound of brain matter or whatever, but it's not that. It's more like a like it's just a weird sound that happens when they pull like signal a trigger pull and the
Okay.
gunshot sound. So that's what it is.
All right.
So y'all just have to go. Y'all just have to go back and listen to it.
It could
Okay.
be something too with like Japanese laws of censorship and guns. I don't know. I mean, I
But
have to go
Maybe.
back and listen to it
but
because
then again, like I said, it was weird because they literally done a gunshot sound for another gunshot episode. So
Okay.
it was just
Yeah, I'll
super
check it out.
weird that they done both of them. So but yeah. I mean, I didn't really like hate it, but like it was noticeable, and I was like, "That's weird, bro." So
you definitely didn't like it enough to talk about it for 7 minutes.
well, y'all was confused. I'm not crazy, bro. I'm not crazy.
Well, getting off the gunshot noises, we're gonna have to go peep this. What'd you guys think about Lelouch as a main character?
Bass.
I mean, I thought he was solid. I haven't seen too much of him yet, but definitely some potential there. He obviously seems very, very smart. Um, I've seen him on a lot of like one of the smartest MCs. Like I think I would have to watch more of the show to see that. He hasn't done anything too crazy. I mean, he won a battle. Is well, almost won a battle. During the episodes I watched. Obviously, very good at chess. Um, I know some dumb people that are good at chess. I was in the chess club for in middle school and grew up playing chess. I know some dumb people that are good at chess, so that never like impresses me. It's not a signification of intellect to me. But I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to set him up to be smart because he's good at chess. But yeah, I thought he was solid. I thought he was really solid. I think there's a lot of potential there for sure. I want to see why people say he's one of the smartest, if not the smartest MC of all time in anime. So I'm definitely gonna keep watching this and kind of seeing where he goes, how he develops.
Yeah, I mean, when this first released, it was around the same time as Death Note, so he got a lot of comparisons to Light for intellect. So that's saying a lot right there, you know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
For me, I thought that he seemed like a somewhat of a madman, honestly. Like he gave off like the madman vibe. So, uh,
I definitely understand that. Because like the one of the first things he does with his power is tell all those people to kill themselves and like doesn't flinch afterwards. Like, bro, you just like had like 20 guys kill themselves on your word. Like,
Dude,
what are you on right now?
The look
Like,
on his face. Just he's a madman. There's no doubt in my mind. He is a
Yeah.
psychopath.
I mean, he does like the laughs, the maniacal laughs and everything.
Mhm.
So, like, it fits the bill. So I'm shipping it. You know what I mean? So,
I
this
love
dude
me an
may be
anti-hero.
the good guy, but like, he's definitely I don't know. He's not a good guy.
He's definitely not a good guy.
Okay. I mean, it seems like he's made out to be like the hero, I guess. Is that correct?
So
Or
one
like
thing,
or does it get confusing like
I
that?
think he's just the protagonist.
yeah, he's the main character. It's kind of like Death Note again, where it's more of an anti-hero vibe, where
Okay.
he's taking down an empire, or he's doing this or he's doing that. But I mean, there's a lot to it. It's like I said when I introduced this to you guys last week, I said the moral gray area is very strong in this, and I also said that I'm trying to think of the words I used. Like, there's not really any good guys or bad guys. It's
Okay.
just
Yeah, I remember
you
you saying
follow
that.
it. And I also mentioned that the plot is very plot heavy. You need to follow it. Like it's not what
Yeah.
you can watch in the background.
Um. So, with talking about Lelouch and like the politics aspect of it, um, I figured out that I guess he's a Britannia citizen. Obviously, he goes to school in Britannia, but he hates Britannia. Is that correct? Did
So
I?
he doesn't go to school in Britannia. He goes to school in Japan.
Oh,
He is basically, I think they got into it in the first 3 episodes with the whole situation with his mother.
Yep.
did they?
Yeah, so
Maybe
his
not the first three. It might have taken like 4 or 5.
I don't think they did introduce his mom in the first
His
3.
mom doesn't get introduced.
Yeah.
no, she dead.
Yeah.
She's
But I don't think
introduced to the
they
staircase where they find her body.
I don't think they got into the story in the first 3. I think
Okay.
that they killed the or act like they killed the prince or whatever, and he
Mhm.
said, and it kind of it showed her some. I think maybe that was what's happening in
Well,
episode
they
4.
went over it. They went over it when he killed the prince.
Yeah, he asked, "Do you know?" Like he used his
That was
Geass to
exactly
ask.
what he was talking about. It was when he killed the prince. He asked, who killed which one of you motherfuckers killed my mom?
Did he?
Yeah.
100%.
So basically,
Well,
Tyler,
they didn't really show him kill the prince though at that time, did they? They just like went to the sky or whatever, like overlooked it.
that's the
And
loud
some
gunshot you heard, and then the next
Okay.
episode is a giant funeral.
Yeah, I don't think, but I didn't watch the funeral. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So
Okay.
just
But yeah, it was
to-
explained in that episode pretty much.
Okay.
yeah, just basically to fill you in on what like you might have missed. So Lelouch is V Britannia. He says in the first episode, "I Lelouch V Britannia," which means he is the son of the emperor of the Britannian Empire. Basically, it's classic old school oligarchy things where the king bangs a bunch of broads and has a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I
And
got that part. They did say that his mom was a commoner or something like that. And he had the same dad as the prince or whatever, and they thought that he died in the Area 11 takeover, I think, or something like that.
yeah, so he got exiled for questioning the king about his mother's death, which is how he ended up in Japan. And because of his mother's death, he wants to take revenge on the emperor and the entire Britannian Empire. So that's what his motive is.
Okay.
That, and he wants to protect his sister and give her a good life because she was also exiled, the little girl in the wheelchair.
Okay.
But yeah, it's tough. It's one of those shows where you have to really follow like along on the plot. Like you can't just like put it
Yeah,
on in
you
the
have to be
background.
watching this. I think I started it twice last week because I was like I said, I've been trying to pack. I've been doing this for like the last week and a half at this point. So like I was like packing. I was like, no, I actually have to sit down and fucking watch this. So I would have to wait until I got done packing for the day and like spend the last hour of my day watching this. So you have to sit down.
Yeah,
because there's a lot going on.
That might have been where I messed up because I watched the first episode subbed, and I thought it was pretty good. And I watched the last 2 dubbed, and like the last episode, I was trying to multitask while watching it, so that's probably why I missed some details. So
yeah, you can't. I don't think this is an anime where you can do that.
Yeah, you might want to read the
that's definitely
subtitles.
yeah, and I think the dubbed version or whatever, I think it needs the subtitles on too because some like it's hard to understand sometimes what they're saying. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe.
watch all TV with subtitles at this point because I'm too lazy to turn them off.
I do too mostly, but not this time. It was on my phone, so I was like I said, I was watching outside. It was a pretty day, so.
And the man's gonna start watching the shows on his TV, is what I'm hearing.
I usually do, so but not today.
But yeah,
yeah.
I guess. What'd you guys think of the opening song? Because this one's a fucking heater.
I don't remember it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You got to go listen to it, dude. Colors.
I remember, like, I don't really remember it either, but I remember that it was better than Tanya's opening. So because I didn't really like it was Tanya's opening was kind of like decent, but it wasn't like like, Crunchyroll on the app, the mobile app, it has the skip intro option now, and I skipped intro every time on Tanya after the first time. So,
Oof. Okay.
yeah.
I skipped the Tanya intros at this point too, but I will not skip this intro.
I skip all intros.
I won't skip this intro, and I won't skip Haikyuus because they are both grade A fucking prime Angus beef, boys.
That's like
they're
2
hot.
minutes of your day though. Damn.
I got all the time in the world, dude. I just told you I watched 12 episodes of Haikyuu and 7 episodes of Saga of Tanya.
That's 15 minutes. Damn.
Hey man, I'm sitting on my couch, and for me to go grab my remote and hit the next button's a lot of effort. I usually use that time to peep the socials and roll through it while the song's going, just bopping.
Damn.
Okay.
But awesome. You guys want to get to our next segment?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't think we watched enough of any of the shows to give real ratings yet. So
yeah. Sure. Let's see. Okay, we got pick our favorite pet from anime, and this week, basically all of the Degens have pets that they love. So we kind of wondered who would our anime pet of choice be. So today we're sharing some of the best pets of anime you could ask for, and I guess we're gonna start out with Dan.
let's do it. So I chose an actual pet here. Some of my my co-hosts here decided to take characters who might be an animal and turn them into a pet.
Damn.
So I'm watching Gintama right now, and I picked Sadaharu, who is a giant, white, fluffy, fucking adorable dog. When I say giant, if you haven't seen the anime, I don't think you understand how big he actually is. He is 5'7" sitting down.
Okay.
It weighs 661 pounds.
Jesus.
To put that into metric for all my folks across the pond and over wherever you are, 170 centimeters tall, sitting on his ass, and 300 kilograms. This is a big fucking dog.
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Hey man, he's adorable. And my one big concern is I'm really worried about how much dog food is going to cost, because that's a big bitch. That's a big fucking dog. I might just have to buy him a cow and feed him steaks to get through.
I mean, at this point, is he a bear, bro?
He's the size of a bear. He's huge. These guys haven't watched Gintama yet, so I put pictures in our notes to show how big he is.
And he doesn't look like a dog, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He
He looks like a cat.
He's a big fluffy dog, dude.
It looks like
it looks like a fucking cat, dog. It doesn't even have. Yeah, no, that's a cat.
Like he's literally dancing with this chick. It looks like
he's trying to bite her.
Look at his eyebrows. No wonder Gintama is so funny. You get to look at shit like this. So.
Damn, dude, you just made a lot of enemies with that comment. But so some of the perks is I get to ride him around like Kagura does. I mean, I think a 600-pound dog can take me for a little ride around the neighborhood.
Should be able to.
Way better than walking him. I can just go for a stroll, and if he's got to take a dumpski, I can just pull over, let him do his thing. I don't think I'm picking that dump up, so I feel bad for my neighbors, but I can get back on him and get out of there
all the trees.
I don't think anybody's gonna mess with you, bro, with a dog that big.
I wouldn't have much to say.
Dude, I mean, if they do try and mess with me, old boy Sadaharu is just gonna chomp on their head. One of the going bits of this show is that Sadaharu is Kagura's dog, who is one of the people who works at Odd Jobs, and he just bites Gintama's head all the time, and you just see blood come down Gintoki's face over and over and over again. It is hilarious. But he's incredibly loyal. He's super fucking smart. Normal dog shit. I'm not gonna say the next thing on my notes because we haven't talked about it yet, but he can also turn into a giant monster, so I'm kind of scared about that. There was a scene where he drinks strawberry milk and he blows through the roof of the Odd Jobs house where they live, and it takes a lot to get him out of his monster mode. So I will not be giving him strawberry milk. But if somebody
strawberry milk,
that's what it took, dude. That's what it took. I can't tell you why. That's just Gintama, man.
I mean, you give me some strawberry milk and I'm happy for at least a couple hours.
Gintoki loves the sweets, and strawberry milk is one of them. But if somebody gets on my bad side, I might drop my dog off and give him a bowl of strawberry milk to run fucking hell on their lives. You know, might be a good thing to have a dog for.
That's assault, brother.
He broke off his leash, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Somebody must have put some strawberry milk out there. Not my problem.
It is your problem, though.
It's really your problem.
It's not my dog. He just lives in my house.
Oh boy.
Oh damn. Okay.
You think I can tell this guy no? He's 600 pounds. He just does what he wants.
Tell that to police, bro.
Animal safety's gonna be like, we have a tranquilizer for that.
Yeah, good luck, dude. This is a god dog. It comes out later that he is literally a god.
Oh, okay.
But he's still a dog and he's still a pet, and I love him. So I pick Sadaharu.
Very nice. Well, I'll go next. I think Dan was calling me out a little earlier because I just went with a useful animal here. Really,
not a pet.
No, I mean
any
animal.
Not.
Literally everybody in the One Piece world thinks Tony Chopper's a pet, so I'm gonna roll with it.
A goddamn doctor.
When the two piece came into after the time skip, they literally called him the pet.
Well, that's why his bounty is only like 100 berries because they think he's a pet.
He loves cotton candy.
It's a running joke.
Yeah, he's a fucking pet.
But we know.
Give me a break, Dad.
But we know.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be my doctor.
Hey, he can work on your animals too, bro. Like he knows what's up.
Veterinarian, doctor. Like the only thing I'm really worried about is like putting him through medical school. But we're, all three of us are Americans, so we know those medical bills can, get up there. So I think in the long run, putting Chopper through medical school is going to be worth it. After a while, if he's, we know he's going to be one of the best. So we'll open up our own practice, make a bunch of money.
We could make it kind of OP for you, though. We could just say that he has all of his skills with him.
I need him to get licensed so we can make money.
Nah, dude, you run that back alley bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
You're good to go. You just work on the gangsters.
I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to work with gangsters. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
What's the percentage of actually getting caught, though? Probably not that high, right?
Too high for me. I got a lot to lose, bro.
I think at this point,
I got a nice, quiet life. You think I want to be running around with Tony Yayo? And fucking Scarface? The fuck?
Kinda. I can see it. I can see it.
I am a law-abiding citizen. I'll tell. I'm snitching.
This
make so much money. I'd be so rich, and like he take care of the community. And like what I would love though is like I know old Tony Chopper ain't overcharging for the services. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think we get even more business that way. And I honestly do love Chopper. He's the boy. He's the boy. So
I would love to come home from work and to see Chopper with two chopsticks in his fucking nose and his mouth doing that little dance.
Wouldn't that be great?
But I was actually like that ass like gonna make a joke about picking Tony Chopper, and then I saw Bass actually picked him. And I had in my little notes that I had, I literally had, I don't need some get rich quick doctor scheme. Just give me a big old giant dog god, dude. I'm good.
Nah, dog. We trying to get rich.
So
that's not a pet. That's a business partner, my friend.
So I gotta complain about the get rich quick thing that Bass thinks he's got going on.
It's not get rich quick. I'm putting him through fucking medical school. Fuck you guys. I'm gonna get rich quick.
He's gonna get a full ride to Harvard because he's a fucking reindeer. You don't gotta pay shit.
Get rich quick. It's gonna take years and years.
This dynamic that Bass is gonna have is literally gonna be like Reagan and Mob from Mob Psycho.
Why would I do that?
You're gonna use this shit out of Tony Chopper with your goddamn pyramid scheme. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So the thing that I'm getting to right now is
you've become what you hate, brother.
Hold on. No.
Listen.
You go. I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Chopper is not gonna. You know damn well Chopper is not gonna charge for his services. He's gonna be doing it for free. So that means you're gonna have to act like Reagan and get your money under the table behind Chopper's back.
If he wants to do it for free, that's fine. I don't really care
you're not
about
gonna
the
get
money
no
part.
money out of that.
I don't care. Like that's not that important. Then I have free healthcare for life. What the fuck?
I
That's a
mean,
win.
Yeah, that's definitely a win. I'm just saying your business scheme that you're talking about is out the window unless you're like Reagan.
I believe the words you used were we could rake in that sweet cheddar and start a private practice.
That is in the notes.
Are you gonna be Reagan, bro? That's what I want to know.
I'm imagining
if he doesn't wanna charge for his services, that's fine. But that's
he's not going to though.
Well,
he's not.
Then that's fine. I'm not gonna force him to do it.
You're gonna let your pet. You're gonna let your pet make a decision for you, dude. I'm gonna tell my dog to go sit down.
He's making a decision for himself.
It's a pet. They don't do that, dude. All they want to do is eat, shit, and sleep.
And work on patience,
Chopper, bro.
The man picked an animal who ate the human fruit, and Peter's gonna have a field day with this motherfucker.
Nah, bro, we gonna be good. We gonna be good.
Oh my god, Tyler, you want to get us going on yours before we just poke more holes in Bass's big plans here?
What? I just want a doctor, bro. I just want a doctor.
I mean, that's solid. Actually, before he picked it, I was thinking about Tony Chopper. I was like, damn, he's a good pet. What else better pet you gonna have? You don't even have to. I hate going to the doctor, bro, and I won't even have to go to the doctor no more.
And that's what I'm saying. So the money part is like an extra. Like I pay like $200 and something a month in healthcare. And I just wouldn't need to for the rest of my life. Come on, give me a fucking break.
He can make up his own concoctions too.
Dude, in my state, health insurance is mandatory, and I just don't have any idea how I would go to the state and be like, "Hey, yo, I got a doctor. He's a reindeer. I don't need health insurance."
Yeah,
fill that out on your tax forms.
It's not a mandatory in mine. So I'd be good.
Filling out my fucking tax forms with just fucking reindeer stamps.
That sounds like a mass problem. So,
well, I mean, Kentucky's the same way. We have to have insurance too. So,
we don't here.
That's
a y'all's problem, not a me problem.
Damn.
I was just fucking laughing.
No wonder y'all didn't pick him as a pet. No, it makes sense now.
I just didn't think it was right to consider somebody who has some sort of cognitive intelligence enough to be a doctor and call them a pet and not a friend, regardless of.
I do what I want. I do what I want.
I can tell.
He's acting like me now. Speaking of doing what I want,
So for Tyler's pet, he actually decided to choose Minato from Naruto.
I was gonna bring that up, but I didn't.
We should do it.
And the thing is, y'all should be proud of me. This is another segment that I stayed away from Naruto. There was a slight chance that I was gonna pick Kurama. A slight chance.
That's not a pet. That's a demon.
I'm making it a pet. I was gonna make it a pet. It is controlled by me. Therefore it is a pet. It's an animal. It's a fox.
I thought you would pick Akamaru, like the ninja dog.
Shit. Dude. Kurama over bullshit.
The key part of the definition of pet is able to be tamed.
Hey, remember what Bash just said? I do what I
could
want.
Definitely, if I really needed to, I definitely could tame Chopper.
You could not tame.
It'd be fucked up, but I could do it.
You could not tame Kurama, bro. Kurama would put you in a body bag.
I can tame Kurama.
All of Kentucky, Ohio.
You are.
All of
I got a Minato on my shoulder, bro.
No, you don't. All of Kentucky, all of Ohio, all of the surrounding, the tri-state area would just be gone because this fucking guy thought he could tame the nine-tailed fox.
I can. I will prove it eventually.
I'm just seeing the Sharingan in his eyes right now.
So yeah, I stayed away from Naruto this time, even though I really, really wanted to pick Kurama, just because, why not? Why can't I pick Kurama? But I didn't. So but instead I picked one of my childhood favorites, Pikachu, man. Pikachu's just such a good, pet, he served Ash well.
Tool for war.
What?
I said tool for war, not a pet.
I mean, to be honest, like, isn't all the things that we picking like if it's an anime pet, then there's more than likely it can be exploited for war, though. You know what I mean? So
I picked a big ass fluffy dog, dude.
It bites people on the head. It could definitely be used for war.
Yeah,
That's
you
comedy.
Talk about threading.
That's comedy.
Yeah,
I got it in my back pocket, but I'm not gonna do it.
Tool of woe.
But yeah, basically, if y'all know me, Pikachu was one of my favorite things growing up. Pokemon Yellow was my favorite Pokemon game and probably one of my favorite games of my childhood, just because I got to have Pikachu. It could protect me if I needed to. It can be cute like a puppy, all that good stuff. Like, it's just a win-win for me. Like, who wouldn't want, a little thing? Who wouldn't want my dogs are like going crazy. So
no, you're good, man.
Who wouldn't want like a little yellow? Who wouldn't want like a little yellow mouse? I'm trying so hard, guys.
These dogs are really getting after him right now, dude.
That mute button is beating Tyler's ass right now.
Yeah. So who wouldn't want a little yellow, like a mouse creature? I don't even know what you really call Pikachu. I guess
I don't
a mouse.
Typically it's a mouse, and I don't typically let rodents in the house. So
it's an electric mouse is the exact definition.
Yeah, but this isn't like a normal mouse, This is Pikachu, bro.
Okay, so here's my real question though: is this Ash's Pikachu, or is this just some random Pikachu out of the forest?
Some low tier garbage
Ash's
out the woods.
Pikachu. What do you mean?
Okay.
Bro?
Okay.
You're dead. You're dead instantly. You're walking around with rubber gloves for like 3/4 of your life, bro. Pikachu ain't gonna respect that.
But all you gotta do is watch out for them thunder strikes, bro. And
that's all you gotta do.
I'm him, bro. Like I've dealt with Minato all my life. Like I can deal with Pikachu.
This man's headcanon is fucking wild, folks. Do you not remember do you not remember the first episode of Pokemon where Ashley grabs a Pikachu and gets shocked to death?
I made a whole there was a whole thing that I did about it.
There's
a whole survive.
The whole anime theory that Ash is in a coma because he got struck by a thunderbolt and died, or basically died. That would be you. That would be you.
He was in a coma for the rest of his life.
Look, I would enjoy my time with Pikachu for as long as I could.
My one bike ride to Viridian City.
Here,
see, the thing is though, with Ash, he was, trying to be a trainer. I ain't trying to do that. I was trying to chill on the couch and pet my little Pikachu.
Pikachu ain't gotta respect you, bro. That Pikachu is spicy.
No,
you need more of the
I can tame it. If I can tame Kurama, I can tame Pikachu.
Oh my fucking god. I want I want whatever drugs Tyler takes before we start doing this podcast. Homie is out here like Gojo right now, like I am the honored one. I am immortal.
I alone am the honored one. So, but literally, I'm fighting two dogs underneath my desk while I'm having a full blown conversation with y'all. I can tame this Pikachu, bro. Don't doubt me.
It sounds like your dogs aren't tamed right now,
man.
It sounds like your dogs aren't tamed right now. They're mashing your mute button. So here's my alternate pick for you. So you want an adorable little rodent?
I got alternate picks, but
Okay.
you go.
Did you guys ever watch Hamtaro as kids?
No.
Okay, this was an adorable anime that was on.
Was that anime? Was Hamtaro anime?
Hamtaro is anime, dude.
Oh, fudge.
I almost picked Hamtaro. I was so fucking close to having a bunch of rodents that went on crazy adventures in my house when I was at work because I wanted to put cameras out and just watch the hilarity ensue. So Hamtaro is this adorable little hamster who leads his hamster friends on hamster adventures, and it's fucking awesome. That's what you need. This is what you need. You don't need an electric mouse who is going to put you in a coma where you think you are the greatest trainer in the world when you're actually lying in a hospital bed.
But does it say Pika Pika?
No, Hamtaro speaks, dude, in hamster, but they translate it for us.
I don't want it if it don't say Pika.
So what are you going to do with the Pikachu? You're just going to pet it? And get shot.
I'm gonna do Pikachu things. What do you mean?
What are you gonna do?
Attack other animals?
Charger. You gotta buy a Tesla and just have your Pikachu shock it to get going.
Y'all don't worry about what I do with my Pikachu. Just know I'm gonna be living my best life. Okay.
Pause.
Oro? Oro?
Oro? Hey yo.
Oh my god.
But let's the thing is, I was gonna pick Kurama to kind of be, wild with it, but
a degenerate. You were gonna be fitting the bill. You're gonna be a degenerate and pick Kurama.
So my number one pick besides Pikachu, but I couldn't choose it because it's not really an anime, was Appa. That would be very useful, bro. From Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, no shit.
Everybody Who wouldn't want a flying bison, bro? Like that shit would be wild.
You would need a pretty big barn because Appa stinks.
I mean, I got the yards, bro.
For Appa? Are you kidding me?
Like you can just stay in my I don't care. I got land so
for Appa.
Yeah, I got a cornfield in my backyard too. So I mean, we're set, bro. But since it wasn't technically an anime, I didn't pick it. So even though I really wanted to, I mean, it's very useful. So,
I mean, if you watch Avatar in Japanese, it's basically an anime, right?
I never did watch it in Japanese though, so
I kind of want to
see the Japanese version of it. So
imagine turning on Avatar, putting in Japanese, and then turning on the subtitles.
That's a good argument, though. Is Avatar an anime if you put it in Japanese subbed?
It is the closest fucking thing to an anime that ever came out of a Nickelodeon studio. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know who I thought Bass was going to pick before he picked Tony Chopper? I really thought he was going to pick Ein.
I could have seen that.
Bebop.
It's a cute ass little corgi.
Yeah. Bro, I really thought you was gonna pick Ein. I was like, this man picked Ed.
A dog with bad hips for it.
Well, you picked Ed a couple episodes ago for I don't even know what segment we did. So I was like, this man's gonna go back and pick Ein probably.
I picked Ein for something?
No, Ed. Eddie.
Yeah.
Edward.
Ed, yeah, it's fucking awesome.
And Ein is too.
I don't like corgis. I'm not a corgi person.
I
prefer mutts.
I'm a mutt guy too, but I was really close to making a very, very aggressive pick and choosing the hybrid of Nina and Alexander just to roll some eyes, but I didn't because I'm a better man than that.
Why would you even try to pick that though?
I just want to hear Oni-chan.
Oro?
That was a joke. Oro? That was a joke, but I really wanted to pick another character, but I just couldn't come up with enough reasons. So I really wanted to pick Frosh from Fairy Tail. These guys haven't seen Fairy Tail, so I put a picture up for these guys. Basically, Frosh is a flying cat who wears a frog costume, and it is the most adorable fucking shit you'll ever see in your life.
It is adorable. I see it, yeah.
But it's just that's it. That's all it's got going for it. There's no other reason. It's just fucking cute, and I would love to have Frosh as a pet.
That'd be awesome, honestly.
Dude, imagine I mean, I'm married, but imagine single dude with Frosh. You would need to bring a life vest if you went to the fucking park with your cat, dude. You'd be drowning.
Drowning in what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm going. You know what I'm putting.
Call him Poseidon.
You're picking up what I'm putting down, dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, women would love that little cat thing.
Dude, what even is that, bro?
It's a cat in a frog costume.
Well, technically, it's an Exceed, which is like an alternate dimension cat with wings that flies and has magic powers.
I was gonna say I've never
What is
seen
it, a frog
cat,
costume?
bro.
What is it, a frog costume? 10 out of 10, adorable.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, Frosh is such a good character too because he's so stupid. He would just be there for me.
It reminds me of that little guy off of Dragon Ball. Blue one.
You?
I
I
know, bro.
Yamcha's cat.
Yeah. Well, cat. I didn't even know it was a cat. It just flew around. I thought it was. Hell, I don't know, man. That's what it reminds me of, though.
Poir is his name. But dude.
Flying cat. I have no idea. But
also, Happy is an Exceed, and Happy's fucking adorable too. Man, I just want a flying cat, dude. Imagine just having a flying cat that can carry you around.
Appa?
This is a little easier to feed, and I can let this in my house.
Appa's way more useful though.
Nah, dude,
yeah,
the frog costume would. Dude, the frog costume, you'd just be picking up chicks left and right. Think about it.
But yeah,
I'm married.
Right. He's right.
You'd be picking up chicks left and right. You don't even have to do anything.
Right. Yeah, he's right.
You want to come see my flying cat in a frog costume? That's a great pickup line.
Maybe leave out the flying part, but
you just show them your phone background, and they're like, "Oh, man,
it's a wrap. It's a whole wrap.
It's a wrap."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I will say, if I was picking a Pokemon
before, but each time you talk about Fairy Tail, whether it be the photographer of big titty girls, the cute little cat creature, like it makes me want to watch Fairy Tail, bro.
Dude, it's so good. Fairy Tail will have you bawling your eyes out because it's your weak spot, and there's so many heartfelt moments, and the power of friendship is just something else, man.
But waifus.
Oh, they're all
waifus that bring you back up, though.
Oh, dude, it's nothing but waifus. Fairy Tail, Mashimoto is just a fan of drawing very slender women with giant knockers.
I'm down, bro.
Didn't take much.
I was about to say, if I was picking a Pokemon, it would have been fucking Charizard because I want to fly. And I can start fires, dude. That'd be awesome.
That sounds
also dangerous, but
me and Smokey the Bear would not get along.
Well, GG's, I guess.
Awesome. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed listening to this week's Anime Degens little bullshit hour. We had a lot of fun recording it. Make sure to jump in the Discord for our One Piece watch party on Saturday night. We're going to be watching 1071 or 1072. Whatever one it is. And we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday. You'll get these guys for the weekly rundown come out of town. Bye.
Later.
遠くからだが出てる